Hey, it's Nay, and welcome back to Nay's Little Garden. So today is part 2 of the full garden tour. It's the next day. If you didn't notice, I've changed clothes and stuff. Yeah, we ended up going into overdrive, and I just had to focus. So I could have recorded us doing all we did, but I'm just gonna show it to you today. We did some work yesterday, as well as made a couple decisions. So let's jump right into it. So there's grab you a drink and a snack. We're gonna be here for a minute. All right, so we're gonna start in the polytunnel. This is the polytunnel. I understand there's still no doors on the polytunnel. We're getting there. It's a slow and steady process, and also things are expensive, right? So we listen and we don't judge. There's a lot going on in just this polytunnel. This polytunnel is it's 3 cattle panels long. I want to say a cattle panel is in its width, 3 feet, 3.5 feet. So this might be a 9 to 3.5 feet. Am I bugging? If I lay across, this might even be 4 feet, to be honest. 4, 8, so 12. So this might be a 10 to 12 feet long cattle panel by about 6 feet wide. Maybe. I'm gonna ask my husband what he thinks, because he's better at making educated guesses. It's not that big though. I quite literally could lay across this. I'm 5 foot and maybe a quarter. I could lay across this and reach my hand and touch the width of this. The length of this is a couple of and a half maybe. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say you really don't need a lot of space to grow things. And this is considered, right, a sheltered structure, right? Meaning that this extends my growing season by a few weeks, I would say. So like maybe 2 to 4 weeks in the beginning of the grow season to 2 to 4 weeks after the grow season ends, right? Because this is protected. The tomatoes I grew, and I'm gonna show you this, it is not the prettiest in here. We actually laid down, I laid down some of the black tarp in here because I'm gonna come back in and drop more wood chips. I'm also going to get rocks and put the rocks on the back part. My husband might do that for me because there's spiders all over the place. But put the rocks in the back part of this to help defend against the neighborhood friendly groundhog that seems to have found its haven of delicious food. I also have some empty spots here in the garden that I'm gonna go, because of our neighborhood friendly groundhog, I'm gonna replace. I did just go to the greenhouse. I didn't buy anything. I ended up making the choice not to buy anything, only because I have tomatoes that are definitely sprouting their arms, the suckers, that I think I'm going to just break off a couple of them and start rooting them in if I find any today, I'll do it, but if not, in like a week, and that will sprout me a whole new round of tomatoes, so I don't have to go to the plant store. So in here, I planted a lot of these weeks earlier than I should have because it's a protected structure. So some of these tomato plants look insane. I have calendula in here, blueberries, a bunch of tomato plants, strawberries. I planted lettuce earlier out in the year, and some of them didn't sprout. They are sprouting now in random spots. So come. We'll start here. So can you see? This structure is completely empty. It got eaten up. 2 pepper plants got eaten up by the groundhog. And then over here is basically, I want to say they're like 5-gallon grow bags attached. So 4 or 5-gallon grow bags attached. The groundhog ate 3 of the 4. For some reason, he left my tomato plant alone, which this is an Amish paste. I actually had these 2 sticks here to start because it was much smaller than it is now. So I'm going to actually get a bigger stick and then tie it. Matter of fact, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take this, gentle. And now, I just got this. I do have some twine as well. I have to just get that and bring that downstairs. So I always just have that because this was outside. So I'm just going to use this. Okay. Boom. There we go. So now it is tied up, and I probably will get, I'm definitely getting a couple more tomato cages. I might put it on that one. I'm not sure, because in the other side that we're about to go to in a minute or two, they seem to keep each other up, so I don't know if that one needs a cage. But anyway, there are, I'm gonna say, about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 spots I can fill with tomatoes. I was looking at the peppers over there. They're already starting to produce like flowers and stuff, and can you just pick those off and it would still grow? I don't know. I don't know if I want to pull out this monkey face pepper out of here, only because, and you can't see it right now. Let me see if I can put you down. There you go. I don't want to pull this out because this looks like new sprouts of leaves. Like, is that going to potentially come back? Should I leave it alone? The monkey face yellow pepper is just not a pepper I'm going to be able to find anywhere to even be able to save it. And now that I'm looking at these over here, that's a lemon ball pepper, and this is a blot pepper. And these look like it's trying to come back. Which, to be fair, that doesn't seem completely unreasonable, because there are people who save their pepper plants, like pull it out and put it into a grow bag or pot, and then put it in their garage for it to overwinter, and then they pull it out and it grows big again. So perhaps, I'm just pulling out some weeds really quick, perhaps I don't have to pull it. I don't know. I have to really think about that, because I also don't want to waste time and space on something that's not going to actually grow anything. So let's keep it moving. Here in this one, this is a spinach that I think I need to pull. It's about to flower, but you can see how much it grew. I honestly didn't eat this spinach. I should have, but I primarily fed it to my chickens. It's just, this is a lovely spinach. I have to go back into the video and see. I'm gonna just give my chicken the remainder of these and see which variety this was specifically, because she grew and grew and grew. It's getting quite warm for her, but she did her big one. I'm quite happy with her. So this is, she did her big one, and I'm gonna plant something else here. What, I'm unsure, but yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to flower, so I'm gonna pull that out. Anyway, back here is calendula. And celery. This big structure right here is my celery. I probably can start harvesting from that. It is very strong and sound structure. And then back, the calendula back here, can you see it? We've already picked 2 of them. They're opening, so I'm trying to pick them as they open up, and then we're gonna let them dry out in my house. And then down here is strawberries. Guys, can you see this strawberry right here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strawberries on this one strawberry plant right now, which is very impressive. And my Corno de Toro pepper got eaten up by the dang groundhog, so that's sad. We're gonna keep it moving. So let's move down here. This right here is, I believe, the Patio Choice tomato. She looks a little wilted only because I went a couple days without watering in here, and I need to never do that again. I'm gonna try my best to never do that again. The thing with the protective structure, right, is that it does protect it from the outdoor elements, including rain. So you have to stay on top of it. But yeah, you see this 1, 2, 3, this is actually even a little bigger, different suckers there that I can pull this out. There are actually literal tomatoes on this. I planted this out quite early. I didn't know she was gonna make it, and she's thriving. There's a bunch of flowers on here. Even with it getting a little yellow just because of the stress of watering, I won't do that again. I just watered it. I'm gonna water it like every 2 to 3 days, and I deep water this thing and keep it moving from there. And then I'm gonna have to, I have the Oyas I have to buy, but I think even like you water it deeply and then you get a cup and you put two very small holes in it, it will continue to water that slowly throughout that one day. And I did that over here, and I feel like it kind of like helped, and I just kept coming, refilling it, and then watering it some more. So that's what I'm gonna do. I also have here this is another 4 5-gallon grow bags attached to each other, making a square, that I pulled out the remaining of the carrots that got eaten up from over here. So I'm gonna replant this out. And then this is a pretty decent sized raised bed, guys. I made this myself out of a pallet. Now I say that, but my husband did cut the pallet up for me. I could have done it, I didn't want to. I do have a husband who did it for me, but I did screw all of this together. Is it my prettiest raised bed? Absolutely not. This one and the other one I showed you with the celery are both pallets, raised beds that I made myself. And it's gonna do the little thing, right? I grew watermelon and something else in here last year, and it did the job. So I pulled out the remainder of the carrots in here. I am gonna go ahead and re-sow some things. It's getting warm, but I'm gonna try still, because I do have a few shade cloths. I'm about to go count exactly how many I have, because I think I'm gonna need to go ahead and put shade cloth over this. I also think that's one of the reasons why my tomatoes did so good last year. I put shade cloth, I believe, for most of the month of July on this. Now we're gonna go turn around to the other side of this raised bed, of this polytunnel, because there's still more things to talk about. All right, so over here, this is 2, and you see this tomato cage? There are 2, don't judge me, or do, whatever makes you happy. There is 2 plants in that 20-gallon grow bag. It is a tomato plant, and I used to have a Jimmy Nardello in there. The Jimmy Nardello got eaten by the neighborhood-friendly groundhog. So the tomato plant is doing fabulous, and that is, what tomato are you, sir? You are it's one I grew, guys, myself. This is the Dr. Weish's tomato. I feel like there's a couple of them where I have a ton of them. This is one I grew myself, and I am definitely gonna take a sucker from this because she looks big. And there's a ton of flowers. I'm just gonna give you a little wiggle, because I do leave the doors open during the day for pollinators to come in here, but just in case. She is getting very voluptuous. What's cool is I don't have the tarp super tight to the plastic super tight to this, so the tomato plants last year grew up through and came up in and out, and it looks like that's what this one's gonna do this year as well. So I'm excited. And then I have a butterscotch butternut squash in there. I don't know why I put that in there. I think I was thinking I would help it grow up this as well. We'll see how it does. If it doesn't do well, it's not the end of the world. Most of my squashes are on the other side of the garden. This is a blueberry bush. She also looks a little wilted, but she looks significantly better today than she did yesterday because I watered her. Some blueberries are not gonna make it because I didn't water it enough, but that's okay. There's a lot still on here that are turning from blue to green, from green to blue, excuse me. So yeah, let's keep it pushing. All right, so this wonderful little jungle is literally just a 2x4 raised bed, metal raised bed, guys. And there's a bunch of calendula in here. Y'all, I am so excited. It looks like a bunch of these are gonna open up. There's 1, 2, I feel like I only planted like 4 plants, and there's more than 4 buds coming in here. So maybe one plant makes more than 1 bud, which is insanely awesome. I love that. It looks super wild, but it's gonna give us some calendula that I can dry to save for like tea and salves and stuff, which is exciting. There is another celery plant in here that looks like she's doing her best, her big one over here. And then this is a tomato plant. I see some weeds. I'll pull that as we're going. This is the sweet, oh, hold on. There was a sweet banana pepper in there, but you know, the neighborhood friendly groundhog got a hold of it. What is this? There was also a cheese pepper that got eaten. I'm not seeing a tongue. Sad. I don't know what this is. This is I mean, it's definitely a tomato, but I don't know what type of tomato. I might be able to look back in a video and see exactly what kind of tomato this is. Doesn't really matter, not per se, but she looks like she's doing her big one, honestly. Wow, 1, 2, I might leave the suckers on this one alone though for a little bit, let it grow up and take suckers from like higher up once it gets bigger. But I have to take this black thing out, which is like just a small stick, and put a bigger stick in there. Super exciting. We're almost done in here. We're gonna go to, we have one more bin to discuss. All right, so this is one, like, it's like a big black, like a plastic wine barrel like type thing. There are 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 strawberry plants in this bin alone, as well as is that 1 tomato plant? This tomato plant's insane. I think there's only 1 tomato plant in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5. Sorry, 5 strawberry plants and 1 tomato plant in here. And then, like, remember I said about the lettuce that I had tried to sprout before and it didn't? It's sprouting now. So there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 lettuces in here. I'm gonna pull them. I believe I'll eat like the small lettuce and let these strawberries go buck, because I leave this bin in here. Last year I grew a watermelon out of this bin, and did I grow a watermelon and maybe and 1 pepper plant that got huge in this bin. I don't know why I didn't overwinter that pepper plant or try to overwinter, but regardless, this is something that like you can have on your deck. You just pierce a few holes in the bottom, which is a little bit of a process, I'm gonna warn you. However, you might be handier than I am, but I did manage to get it. I cracked it a little bit, but needless to say, I said all that to say, this is one thing, like, you can grow a sugar ton of stuff in here. Even if it's just strawberries, you could probably put 10 strawberry plants in here and keep it moving, and they're not gonna root like crazy because this is off the ground. So you could take the root like when it tries to root itself again and cut them out or whatever. Or you could grow like 1 tomato and 1 pepper plant, and they do grow in here pretty well. But there's a ton of strawberries. Come closer. Can you see? Like, over here is a bunch of strawberries, and back here, I'm scared the spider's gonna come out, but like back here is some strawberries, inside of there is some strawberries. So they grow up, right? And then it comes and it leans over the side, so the strawberries are not just laying down onto the surface, which is insane. And they're all kind of like shading each other, so they're still gonna get some sun, but they're not about to roast in the sunlight, you know what I mean? Love that. Basically, that is my polytunnel. So you can see there's a ton of stuff just in this polytunnel. We're gonna go to the side of my polytunnel, which is basically like I did a little pepper, tomato, eggplant lane. So let's go check out my pepper, eggplant, tomato lane. We're gonna call it pet lane. Do we see her? She's giving beautiful. So this is a 5-gallon grow bag. I have to replant out. I might even do that today or tomorrow. I might do that today, to be honest with you. There's a 20-gallon grow bag that's only like a quarter full of soil. I gotta fill that up. I can plant some plants in there as well. And then, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grow bags, like just on the side of my polytunnel that's growing produce. Okay, so this is another grow bag that has lettuce that randomly popped up in here, but we have an eggplant and a tomato plant. This is my pineapple tomato. She is bushing insane. Actually, I don't know if I want to take that sucker. Now I feel bad. No, I'm gonna take this sucker because I need. Ooh. Okay, I need to get the scissors. I'm gonna take the sucker from this pineapple plant, tomato plant, because I think that's my only pineapple tomato plant, maybe, that was very successful. Like, it's growing. She's doing her big one. Can you actually just do your big one inside of the cage though? Oh, did I just crack that? Oh, I'm terrible. Oh no, and there was a tomato that would have came on there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I hope I didn't just stop the growth of that. It almost looks like I topped it, kind of. Oh no, there's another one here. Okay, we should be okay. Anyway, be gentle with your plants. Sad. So here we have another tomato plant. This is just one tomato plant in this. This is like a 10-gallon or 15-gallon grow bag. This is smaller, so I only put one plant. This is my Paul Robeson. I feel like my Paul Robeson and another tomato plant are some of my, I have the most that just managed to survive. This is also putting on closed buds already, which is great. Over here we have my hybrid gypsy peppers. And then let's like some weeds, let's pluck those out. This is in a 20-gallon grow bag, which is why there's 2 plants in here. Over here we have another Paul Robeson. I really hope I love these because there's a few Paul Robesons in my garden. Moving on, over here in another 20-gallon grow bag, we have a tangerine. Oh, these are 2 tangerine green peppers. They're so small. I'm gonna pluck off the buds off of one of them. So hopefully we make it decide that it's gonna be growing. And I'll leave the other one and see what happens between the 2. And then the last one, all the way down here, is the dragon eye tomato, as well as the sweet banana pepper. The sweet banana pepper still looks small. Heat is coming. Today is about to be 70 degrees, and then it's going to be even hotter for the rest of this week. Anyway, the dragon eye tomato is looking really good. There's definitely a couple very small suckers on here. I will take one of the suckers from this as well, because I believe that might be my only dragon eye tomato. If not, there's only one more. So it's nothing's wrong with having more than 2. We're going to turn around. All right, over here is 2 raised beds. This is a 6x2 and this is a 6x3. This had all of my, not all, but this had my brassicas that were down here, right? Most of my brassicas are up on the deck. We already did our deck review. We just did this yesterday. This is one of the things we did yesterday. It's clipped closed with these 2 clips up here, and we just wrapped it. I put these are support sticks. I'm just using the support sticks. I jammed them in there, made sure they're good, and wrap this around to stop. We do have, I did resow some carrots and beets in here, and it looks like a lot of them did pop up. I am gonna resow even some more carrots and beets in here, and I have no qualms about thinning. I just want to ensure I get a high yield from this. Now, the way the sun works is the sun rises from back there behind in the front of my house and comes and sets behind the lake. So technically my garden gets afternoon sun. One day the side of my house will also have maybe a raised bed or 2 or 3, or just a bunch of grow bags, but for now, and that will have morning sun and afternoon shade. I know that a lot of gardeners say morning sun and afternoon shade is the best. Work with what you got to work with. Like I said, you can really get yourself a shade cloth for the really hot parts of the summer, and it will grow. Is it gonna maybe be the massive bin of like some other gardeners? Maybe not, maybe so. Nothing's wrong with trying. So anyway, I was saying all that to say this area gets some of the least sun that in this backyard, just through the way my house, this tree and all of that is set up. So it gets literally, it might be considered just hitting the full sun, because I've heard people say 6 hours is considered full sun. So this area might get 5 to 6 hours of sun, only because as the days get longer, it's definitely going to have 6 hours of sun in the like summer. Like we're still like 20 days away from like official summer start. So like maybe in July it gets like July and August it gets full sun. But this is a spot where, like I said, I think my carrots and beets within the next 60 to 75 days will be okay, and I'll throw a shade cloth over it if necessary in order for them to keep growing so that I can harvest those. We are gonna go to the back part of my garden, and then we're gonna wrap up this video. All right, you still with me? All right, so we have a lot going on over here. We have another one of the plastic like wine barrel bins. I did get those for free from my friend, but you can get them at, I believe, Tractor Supply. I have 2 blackberry bushes that I believe they're the ones that fruit on their 2nd year canes. So this is not gonna, I don't believe it's gonna give me anything this year. And then I have 3 strawberries plants in there. I will in fact remove those strawberry plants probably next year, because I'm sure the bushes are gonna get huge in there. I think I'm just gonna leave those 2 bushes in there, like that's their life for that bush, for those blackberry bushes. So I will probably have to remove the strawberry plants and put them somewhere else for those to really flourish and give me as much as possible. We have 2 2x4 raised beds. If you've been watching my channel, I'm not gonna really harp on them. I'm gonna show you, hold on, it's fine. We're just gonna turn you just a little bit. You see them? The 2 2x4 raised beds. Those will be moving. Why, you ask? I do have a little tree that we planted this year, an apple tree. So I want to leave this space for the apple trees, and I'm gonna move these raised beds further down. Yeah, because the idea is I might put another apple tree right here. Yes, they're close. Yes, it's also close to the fence, but I'm getting like dwarf apple trees, and some of my favorite garden YouTubers put them about 5 feet apart, and you just have to really prune. I would rather keep a 5 to 6 foot multiple apple trees to have different varieties that are gonna, like, you know, give me 10-20 apples max every year, and just keep pruning it down, and then it's easy for me to harvest. I don't gotta go get like a whole ladder and all this extra stuff, and then just keep pruning them, and that will be fabulous to me personally. But yeah, so in the 2 2x4 raised beds, I just have a couple onions and some garlic, and maybe like a marigold. That's it. That's all. Nothing else is going on in there. And I didn't do a really good job with planting out my garlic last fall. I basically got 2 garlic cloves or 3 garlic cloves and kept it moving from there, and randomly put them all over my yard. I will not be doing that this fall. This fall, if you watched, I think 3 videos ago, I discussed, I think I have to get like 8 garlic cloves, and I'm gonna plant out 3 raised beds. So these 2 are going to be planted out, because in a 2x4, I think per square foot you can plant 4 garlic. So I think there's going to be like 14 to 16 garlic in these 2x4 raised beds each, and then I will do another raised bed. I haven't figured that out just yet, also of garlic, and that will create a bunch of garlic that I need. We did that math already. I have another grow bag back there that was growing 2 peppers and a flower. The 2 pepper plants were also eaten by the neighborhood friendly groundhog. We're gonna keep it moving. Come closer. So there's a ton of grow bags in my yard. They're super cheap, and they do cost money to fill them, of course, but once you fill them, you just top them off every year, and you'll be able to plant stuff out in them. This is tomatoes and peppers. So over here, there's 2 tomatoes in this 20-gallon grow bag. It kind of looks insane. We're gonna see how they do. I'm hoping that I won't have to put a tomato cage over these, because I'm hoping the 2 of them will support each other as they wind up this situation we have going on here. If I feel like these 2 tomatoes are doing so well that I want them to keep growing past this, I will in fact figure out a way to attach more sticks or something to this for it to keep growing up. Or I might go ahead and get like 8-foot pieces of wood, 8 foot, and then what is this, 5 feet wood, and then like create like a square around it. So then I will have to get 5 foot, 5 foot, and make like a rectangle, and have it like a structure that I can actually like put right over there and have them grow up. And then next year I'll be able to add a 3rd one and 4th one, so they'll grow up around it. And you know what I mean, it just depends how well my tomatoes do. But I believe, is this the same tomatoes? This is, oh yes, oh my gosh, so super exciting. In here is mortgage lifters. One is the mortgage lifter from the like a greenhouse, and then the other one is I grew. So this is the one from the greenhouse. She's already flowering, And then this one is mine. She's just starting to bud up. So I'm super excited for the Mortgage Lifter because I heard they create a good sized tomato, as well as they're pretty, like, they make a lot of tomatoes. So that's exciting. And then over here we have just peppers. I did plant 3 peppers in here in this 20-gallon grow bag. It might be too much, it might not. We're about to check it out. But these are smaller peppers, I believe. Am I wrong? So we have a branch pepper over here, a ahi cachuca pepper over here, and a violet sparkle. So these are all smaller peppers. I did clip these because I started these back in January. I clipped these so that they get bushier, and they are in fact bushier. I think the only one I didn't clip was this is a branch one. But these other 2 I definitely clipped because they branched off and gotten super bushy, and they look decent to me. They don't look perfect, but they definitely look decent. And I'm hoping I net a lot of peppers and tomatoes this year. This is I'm proud of these next couple raised beds we're about to discuss. This raised bed is full up of my onions, as well as my beets and a few beans. So the animal got to some of my lettuce or whatever in here. So the beans are young, but these are bush beans that are in here. I don't remember what exact bush bean type it is, but it is a bush bean. And the onions are just starting to bulb up, which is so very exciting. I cannot express to you how excited I am for these onions to bush up. I've been coming around, and every so often I'll look and see one and then just scoop around it, because I heard that helps with it bulbing up even bigger. And I'm wondering if the ones that are bulbed bigger than the others are the ones I scooped a little space around them. So hopefully they keep growing wonderful. The beets look good on the top. They haven't started bulbing yet, so I'm hoping those also get nice and big. We have my second apple tree here. This is one we planted in the fall last year, and I don't anticipate anything really coming of this. It did get eaten up by those stupid caterpillar web slinging things, but funny enough, I didn't think anything was going to come of it. But this looks like an apple that's growing, so we might get 1 or 2 apples this fall from this tree. That's perfectly fine. I heard it's really not till like your 2nd to 3rd year do they start growing. So technically this is my 2nd year, but I only planted it in the fall. So next year will be my 3rd year, and I hopefully will get a couple more apples than that, maybe like 5 to 10, and then each year, you know, whatever. Let's go down. So we'll do the grow bags real quick, and then we'll talk about my amazing trellis. So the grow bags is another grow bag lane over here. So we have a bunch of tomatoes and peppers. I believe that's it. So this is thorn burn terracotta. So there's 2 thorn burn terracotta going on here. Oh, there are some healthy suckers on this bad boy. Oh, I might pull some suckers off of this one too. And what's crazy that I can say is it's almost I've noticed this in a lot of my tomatoes this year. From some of these nodes at the bottom that are just like in the soil, they're sprouting more plants. That's making it look like multiple plants in this. Can someone explain that to me? Because I thought those nodes are supposed to become roots, but it looks like some of them are turning into literal extra tomato plants. Like, could I cut that off and consider that a sucker and plant that out? Or is that going to eventually create its own suckers that then I can cut? Someone let me know. These both are just starting to bud. I grew these from seed, and this is literally the 2nd to last day, or the last day in February I started those. So those look fabulous. As of right now, I have positives and cons for starting a lot of my peppers and tomatoes so early. One of those being, look how big they already are. So they are definitely going to net me some produce earlier on if they survive, right? These actually look quite healthy. I really don't see any real major issues why it wouldn't come and give me some fruit. Let's turn you so you can see the rest of those. Over here we have 2 pepper plants, which is the hybrid. Stop! I thought I didn't have any hybrid candy canes left. So it looks like I have a hybrid candy cane. Oh my god, oh no, I have to wrap this today. to protect it from a neighborhood from the groundhog. And then this is a cheese pepper. I have a cheese pepper in my green stalk. The peppers are extremely small. I thought they were gonna be like this big, but they're this big, and I don't know if it's because of the green stalk, so we'll see what these come from. I'm so glad I have a hybrid candy cane pepper. I was very excited for this. It's just a sweet bell pepper, but it's striped like a candy cane, which is so cool. So I'm gonna take that netting and just wrap it around this one as well, because I'm not playing with this one at all. Oh my gosh. And then over here we have 2 orange Lycia peppers. They look like they're trying to, I'm gonna pluck the ones off of this one and hope she just continues to grow instead of, and I'm gonna leave that one looks like it's further along. And it's also a little bigger. Moving on, we have this one is also about to start flowering, these 2. We have a monkey face yellow pepper, great, because my other one got eaten, and another's a branch. These 2 also these look actually like a decent size. One thing I could tell you all about pepper plants is they just keep growing and growing. So last year I started picking pepper plants. I had an okay harvest for certain. I want to say a decent harvest. However, they were not that big. I think I fertilized something with something I fertilized. Oh, the M.I. Gardner like liquid fertilizer, and I might have even gotten the M.I. Gardner. I had definitely got the granular one. I might have fertilized something like halfway through the summer or something, and then those peppers started to get my hand size. So don't play with your fertilizer, guys. I think it really does a lot. I just fertilized yesterday everything, so good stuff. So I won't fertilize again until the 2nd week in June. Then over here we have some more impressive stuff. Let me pull these. This is some arugula that is flowering, which is fine. But this is more of my onions, or I should say the rest of my onions. No, not the rest of my onions. This is the next big chunk of my onions. These are bulbing. These are the onions that I went ahead and did a lot of the scooping of. And you can see some onions. Do you guys want to see? Come here. Let me show you. Can you see this right here? Like, you see that? This one's smaller, but it's bulbing. Over here is bulbing as well. Like, a bunch of these just look really good. Now, let's talk about the onions real quick, and then we're gonna move on because the video is getting long per usual. Let's talk about onions for a second. This is my first year actually growing onions, so I am by no means a expert on onions. I'm not even intermediate. I'm very much so a very beginner. However, what I read, it was saying like, I think they said you could plant 9 per square foot. There's no way, I don't think you're gonna get decent sized onions planting 9. I think you're gonna get very small onions. So I think I planted 4 to 5 per square foot. And I think they're gonna get to medium size. I really don't need massive onions. If I can get one that I can use an entire onion when I want to use an onion instead of cutting them in half, I will be very happy. So that's where I'm going with the onions. We are starting on talking about the trellis, right? So this is a flower. I think this is the violet aster from M.I. Gardner. We have some peas here that are doing the dang thing. They're starting to actually wrap on themselves, but then also some of them are starting to also wrap around the trellis. I'm gonna bring you guys closer because I want you to see this as well. But these are peas, and it's very cool to see things growing up this trellis because it's still so early, right? It's like June 2nd, so I need to calm down. But when I look at them and I'm like, nothing is really growing up my trellis, I wanted to come and climb and take over the whole top of the trellis. Guys, it's June 2nd. It's okay. So we have here the bunch of peas, and the flowers are coming already from these because I don't think they're gonna do very good when it gets hot. So I'm glad they're doing the thing here. But every so often, like every couple days or so, I will come and help it wrap around as well, and it's doing that. It's doing that dang thing. So those are peas. And then as we move down here, I have beans. Ooh, hold on. Okay. Slow down a little bit. Good. Then we have beans down here. Can you see? Guys, I want y'all to see. There we go. Haha. All right, so these are the beans. These are different. So I do have some bush beans here. That was unnecessary to put them here, but for the most part I do have pole beans here. Then we have some Space Master cucumbers. I'm about to plant some more out because I heard it's easier to just keep succession sowing them every 4 to 6 weeks. It's definitely been about 6 weeks since I last planted, so I'm gonna get some more cucumbers out to just keep growing new ones and to keep all like sick ones alive. So there's 1, 2, 3 cucumber plants over here, and then we'll come, and this is tomato plants. 1 tomato plant here, and this is flowering, bountiful flowers going on over here. And then this is guys, yet again another Paul Robeson. This is insane how many Paul Robesons. Paul Robeson seemed to be the easiest one for me to make grow and then survive the planting out period. Paul Robeson and another tomato that you guys have already heard me say multiple times. But this has branched out insane. And this looks like, oh yeah, we have, holy cow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 12 buds right here alone. Oh no, I'm gonna have to tie this to this from up top here. I don't want anything to snap off and to break. So that's that. And then we have, buds down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 20, almost 20, but like closed buds on this plant already. That's insane. Here's another dragon's eye. This was the second dragon's eye. I thought there might be another one. And then underneath some of these tomato plants is in fact more beans. So like the pinto and then like the light red kidney bean are underneath it to help kind of shade it while also letting it grow up. So that's super exciting. Let's turn around and do my last raised bed that I have. This is a super exciting side of it because this is where most of my squashes are. I'm really hoping I didn't under plan out my squashes because people really gas like if it does good, you're gonna have a lot off of 1 or 2 plants. Please. So all the way over here is all the way over here. Can you see? We have more peas. There's a watermelon plant, 2 watermelon, but one looks like it died off already. This might be bad sis over here. I'm very excited for this one. This is my Tromboncino squash. I started this Jennifer in April. Look at her. Look at her. She has her like tendrils already wrapped around this one part here. You look long like you're reaching for something. Let me give you something to wrap around. This is a squash that gets like huge, and people like compare it to like the butternut squash. So I'm super excited for that. And then what is this one? I'm unsure what this one is right next to it. I think both of these are the winter squash, the candy roaster. I believe the 2 of these are. They are also growing. They're a little behind the Tromboncino, but I think they're gonna be fine as well. And then we have a honey nut squash. She's very tiny, but honey nut squashes are much smaller than those other ones, so I'm thinking that's just how it grows. And then we have a light red kidney bean, mushroom basket tomato. She looks very small. I just put a bunch of like fertilizer and liquid fertilizer in here. More light red kidney bean. I'm gonna keep an eye on this lane because I'm thinking this is gonna need much more fertilizer than the other areas. And then this is a tomato plant that I have. Oh, guys, exciting. Come look over here. I started quite a few Queen of the Nights. A lot of them did not make it. So these suckers are definitely going to be harvested to plant somewhere else. Oh my gosh, yeah, most definitely, without a doubt. I'm gonna let them grow just a pinch bigger. But yeah, this is my Queen of the Night tomato. I'm so excited. Well, it's called the Queen. So yeah, I love that. And then these are like the purplish tomatoes. So I really want that. Oh, we have buds. We have buds. Oh my gosh, we have buds. Yay! So there's looks like there's 5 buds so far, which is super exciting. And then there's another squash being shaded out a little bit, which is the Long Island cheese pumpkin. Oh, hold on, I might have to do that. Is this another tomato right here? What is this? This looks like weeds right here. What is this? This is a tomato that I don't see a tag for, but that's fine. And I want this to grow, so I'm gonna probably tie this up like this to give this a little more sun. And then over here is my tomato again, which is a orange ox heart. Oh, I will be definitely also taking, oh, this looks like a good oh no, that one's way too big for me to touch now, but this one might be a good one. And then we have more peas back here hidden away, and it's flowering as well. My husband's gonna come in. You can see us over here. We have bushes that we can cut off now, and I'm gonna lay more black tarp in the back there so we don't have to worry about it. My goodness, let's wrap up this video. Come here. All right, let's be semi-rapid fire. Up here is a poblano pepper and an eggplant. I believe the Casper eggplant. Here we have the Gosia de Oro pepper. It's starting to flower. I'm gonna let it be. And then a Barry's Crazy Cherry tomato. I will also be taking, I started that one from seed. I don't know where I would have gotten that, but I got to start this from seed. I'm gonna take some of those as well and plant that out. And then 2 lemon boys. So this is both lemon boys that I got from the greenhouse. These 2 bags are sweet potatoes. They seem to be surviving. I don't think I'm gonna buy sweet potatoes next year from, I think it's from Burpee or something like that, one of the big box stores. I don't believe I'm gonna buy from them again. I'm gonna just drop that extra bread. They're just so expensive from the smaller gardens online, but I might just go ahead and do it and call that. Hopefully they produce something good, but we'll see what happens. 2 tomato plants that I'm hoping, I plant them a little closer, so hopefully they'll support each other as they grow up. But Thornberry terracotta. Oh, these both are Thornberry terracotta. Another 2 watermelons. I just pulled one out because it died. The other one looks like it's growing its 3rd leaf, so that one might survive. A few of the garbanzo bean, excuse me, in black and the regular color. Spiderweb. Those look like they're doing good. I had one of them die, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Some more beans are also in here. This is a super bushy plant. I topped this pepper plant because I started it early, and it looks like it's doing very healthy. This is the Ghost Droppings pepper. I think this is my only Ghost Dropping because it's supposed to be quite spicy, so there's that. This is a flower. I can't remember what flower, but it looks like it's got a bud, so that's very exciting. Some more tomato. You are luscious. What are you? I don't even know. I don't want to dig my hand in there. Let's see. Okay, these both might be mushroom baskets. I grew both of these. These are looking voluptuous. Another flower, another pepper plant. Sugar Rush Peach Bell looks extremely small. I might even come back with some more fertilizer. It's kind of yellow too. Some more beans. This is a garbanzo bean. This one looks like something like it's not going to make it, so I might pull that and just leave that empty because there's a lot going on in here. My Black Beauty eggplant, that's my only Black Beauty eggplant that I started myself that survived for some reason. She looks like she's doing okay. There's some holes in her though, so there might be something eating her. I'll have to go and really examine that. This is a jalapeno pepper, and then these are onion de Brunswick. So these are onions I grew from seed. They are definitely behind the other onions, but I'm not that mad. That's okay. And then I have some leeks, I believe, in here as well. And that is that. My peach tree is doing wonderful as well. She's right there. And that's my garden video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. to talk about gardening things. How is your garden looking? I feel like it's easy to fall off on how much fertilizer. If it rains more, you really gotta keep an eye on your plants. And sometimes I think also for your mental health, come out with a coffee or a matcha or a tea and just walk your garden, because things can rapidly shift or change in a good or bad way, and it's just cool to see it when it's in a good way. And if it's in a bad way, oftentimes when you catch something early, you go mess around and stop the nonsense from happening. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this whole video, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.